Good morning. I'm in Florida doing a section of the Florida Trail, arguably one of the most beautiful sections of the Florida Trail, St. Marks Natural Habitat Preserve. I think I'm saying that correctly. We're going to see here in a second when I get up to the sign. Whoa, there was a divot right there in the road. This sandy road that leads to the trailhead. I'm backtracking a little bit to get to the sign because there's a sign at the main road, and then the trailhead is back there about 0.1 miles. But 53 miles, I believe, is this section. Absolutely beautiful from the way I understand it. All kinds of wildlife, all kinds of beauty. I couldn't have asked for a better time to be out here enjoying this hike. And we're going to talk a lot more about that here in a few moments. The St. Marks National Wildlife Refuge. Right there's the sign. And now heading back to the trailhead to get this section started. It is April. Ironically, this was not planned. This was just a spontaneous decision. But it's Easter weekend. Literally Good Friday right now. And I will be ending on Easter this section of 52 or 53 miles. But the guy who dropped me off, which I'll talk about that more in a second, but he said, man, you could not have picked a better time. And from living in Florida for 25 years, I know this time of year is just the best. February and March, just the best. 80s most days, the driest it gets in Florida, not much humidity, not much rain. And that's where we are right now. Hardly any humidity. It's about 80 right now, supposed to be 85, low 50s. I'm sorry, high 50s, low 60s at night. So couldn't ask for a better time to be out here soaking in some sun, seeing the many different types of wildlife over the next 50-something miles. I'm looking forward to showing you all of the beauty as I go through lots of different terrain. There's some road walking, some of these forest type of roads, which are very sandy. There's some swamps, there's some forest, there's some coastal walking. It's all right on the coast, in the panhandle, basically south of Tallahassee. This particular part of the Florida Trail, I am going west to east. I started in Medart, and I'm heading east to the east side of the sanctuary, or the wildlife refuge. And now I'm back at the trailhead and the Florida Trail sign. All right, let's get this hike of beauty underway. It's going to be epic. I have this very annoying squeak in my backpack right now. Not a good way to start the day. But that's okay. Life goes on. Probably the heaviness plus change in like humidity and dryness. The heat. It's annoying as heck. But anyway, as I'm starting this trek here over 50 some miles through St. Marks Refuge, I will be heading directly after I'm done with this to one of the most intense sections of the Mountain to Sea Trail, segment number 2, which starts with the Water Rock Knob at 6,200 feet of elevation, going towards Mount Pisgah, which you've seen me climb Mount Pisgah on the channel here. And if you haven't, check it out. Beautiful views. But that's a very fortunate way of doing things. Coming to the flattest and hottest and swampiest thing I could do, and then going straight to some of the highest mountains east of the Mississippi for a section there that's intense ups and downs for 60-some miles. I'm looking forward to it. That's the way I like to do things. I like to train that way. I just like to keep myself on point, and doing things to extremes is one way of doing that. So I love to do that. It's a pretty nice day right now, 80 degrees. Starting here on the trail. Don't know how many miles I'm going to do. Getting a little later start today, close to noon. Trail Angel Linda was to pick me up on one side of the St Marks Refuge and drive me to the other, and then I was going to walk back to my car. Basically through hiking this section. And I guess there was some vehicle problems or such, and I thought, oh boy, here we go. Starting off and already there's a problem. But she found somebody right away in the area that actually does trail maintenance here, Ron. So Ron, if you're listening, I appreciate your last minute fetching me up and getting me to the other side of the refuge to get this journey started over the next weekend, or over this weekend. St. Marks Refuge is one in which it is I've heard this rumor, I don't know if it's true, I haven't really documented it or researched documentation on it, but apparently this is the only national wildlife that allows camping. But in order to camp here, you do have to turn in a permit and reserve those campsites. Now, when I say reserve, you do it the day of. You can do it over the phone, or you can send an email. I sent an email as I was traveling here, and then I called to confirm everything. And it's really cool because the reason they do this is the permit is because they give this information to the fire, to law enforcement, to different chapters in the area here, just to make sure there's no emergencies, and if something is going on, that they can let that hiker know, because I guess they do a lot of controlled burns here. Doesn't sound like, from what I heard today, that there's going to be any controlled burns till next week, but there will be some wood pile burns that they have going on today that I'll probably pass by, or this weekend I should say. So anyway, if you're coming out here to do this section, just know, in order to camp, you have to do the whole section. You have to thru-hike it. It's only 50-something miles. You can do it. And it's worth it because it's beautiful. From what I've seen so far, just from the outside, and now I'm going to see from the inside. So it's beautiful and worth your time over a few days. Just go online and do the application or the permit. It's not an application at all. You just fill in the information, and then you can thru-hike it and be able to camp in what looks like is going to be some epic spots for me to be camping in over tonight and tomorrow night. So I'm going to quit talking and get back on the trail. A lot of big things coming in the next few weeks. I'm still going to put that video out so you all can see what's coming for the rest of the thru-hikes for this year. But there's 100 miles coming just in the next few days between here and segment 2 of the Mountain Sea Trail. Flatlands to mountain lands. I love it. And we'll get to work on my tan at the same time. Hopefully we'll get to see some really nice views and wildlife today. It's going to be perfectly sunny for like 10 days. I only need to be that way 3. But the dry season upon us. And I'm going to quit babbling. Let's explore St. Marks and the Florida Trail. First road crossing. I believe this is Highway 98, which is how my trail angel got me here. The store where I parked my car is actually Highway 98 as well. So basically it's one road all the way from one end to the other of this, but you're going the scenic route, obviously, on the Florida Trail from one end to the other. I will have a road walk here in a little bit where I bypass a swamp where a bridge is out, and apparently it's very, very deep water. So I will be doing the reroute they have there to get around that. But for now, beautiful Florida forest. Trees up ahead of me really look cool, and so does this one. I love it. So coming from this kind of forest, coming into this kind of forest with those pines, with the pine way up high, really tall, 30-40 feet pines there. Beautiful. I really dig that one though. Getting into some more swampy area now. It will get much more swampy than that. These trees are so cool. I mean, you could tell they were planted in lines like this, but it looks so cool anyway. I don't care. Getting close to the road that I'll be walking around the swamp with no bridge. Definitely have my share of swamp and mud today, though, from my understanding and what I've seen on the map. But for now, it's forest, but it's definitely becoming more open. A lot of exposure out here, which I don't mind at all. Good grief, it's beautiful, isn't it? I can't wait. I've seen one white-tailed deer so far, and something that ran off that I couldn't quite tell what it was. Probably like a squirrel or something, smaller rodent. like smaller rodent size, maybe a rat, who knows? But it's absolutely beautiful. So here's the Florida Trail. You can see the orange on the trees, orange blazes. That's where I just came from. According to the map, there's this is where you get on an alternate and start cutting back that way to bypass this swamp over here, which it's several miles before the bridge that's out, it looks like, but I guess this is the last way to get out. As you can see, there's no trail here, but you can see where the sand humps up over there. That's a little sand road, so just gonna bushwhack through here. Watch for snakes. And as you can see, got us a little sand road here. I'm on the beach, baby. I'm on the beach. So I'm just gonna cut down here. Looks like somebody else has been here. I have no idea how long ago that was, but so this is like walking in half an inch of snow. A little heavier steps, but apparently I'm gonna go here for a while. I don't know how long, and then it's gonna cut off to the right, and a different road there that will wrap around and bring back to the trail. So a different kind of road walk, a beach walk, for lack of better terms. Oh, that's a nice looking flower over there. A little butterfly doing its thing. This road that I go on here for about a mile and then turn onto another road, it has houses on it. After the white sand that you've seen, it becomes like a residential road. And that dog just ran out ready to take me down. Maybe 6 pounds. But those are usually the ones that'll come and bite your ankles. He didn't. He just came up to me and barked, and then barked as I walked away, like, yeah, I got you, buddy. I got you to walk away. Not exactly where I want to be right now, is on a residential road, but gotta do what you gotta do when they have a reroute around a broken bridge. So continuing on in this beautiful, cloudless, look at these colors, bright green and blue sky. Yeah, baby. The second road to get around this bridge being out. This one's a little longer, a little busier. I've only seen 2 cars on it, but it definitely looks like it could be busier. But I have 3 miles to go on this road. Still homes along both sides, so there's no dogs that decided I'm in their yard when I'm not. But 3 miles, and then I jump on another road for just, looks like a couple tenths of a mile. And then I'm back on trail. This is a pretty good road walk just to get around this swamp, but there's some more road walks as well coming up, either tomorrow or Sunday, or the third day, in other words. Sunday means nothing to you because you're not seeing this in real time. All right, so far it's been beautiful. The weather's beautiful. This is not so beautiful here. It's funny to me how this works. Over on this side, that's a cool tree. But over on this side, you have cattle farms. Big old cattle farms. And then on this side of the road, you have the swamp. It's funny to me how that works. That on one side, it could just be all kinds of marsh and swamp, and Cows just grazing like you're in Texas on the other side. This is what the road walk just went around, was right here. See some bubbles over there, usually reminiscent of a gator underwater. But this is the real swampy area that has the bridge out. Right up here is where it would have came out. Oh yeah, you can see it over there. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see if we can get closer. I can see it. I don't know if the camera can get it in there. But see, this is just mildly swampy. I mean, it's swampy, but over there, yeah, it's pretty deep. The bridge apparently went over and that's out. So come over here, and it was a combination of 1, 2, let's see, 1, 2, 3 roads, and it crosses this road to over there, and that looks drier on that side, but looks good to cross. You can tell this usually has standing water here, but not right now. Pretty dry. National Wildlife Refuge, the Florida Trail. Really nice section here of forest. As you can see, the Florida Trail seems to be blazed pretty good. Every once in a while have a little bit of sunken area over to the right, over this direction. Some of it has had water in it, some of it's been dry, but you can tell that's an area where the swampiness is. Haven't seen any gators as of yet, about 8 miles in. Quite sure I'll see plenty though in this section, as there is quite a bit of swampy area, and it's going to be a really big spring coming up here that I'm really looking forward to seeing. It's going to be a nice little water area too, water source, but it's supposed to be a pretty cool thing to see. So looking forward to that, and probably be some gators around there if not before. But anytime you're in the swampy areas, you could definitely have some gators out, just sunbathing and whatnot, close to the water, but laying in the sun. For the most part, gators won't mess with you or bother you unless you mess with them. Been around gators quite a bit. Probably not to the magnitude that I'm going to in this section though. Beautiful section though. This right here, this forest, especially after a road walk. You can see the damage from hurricanes here. Kind of like up in the southern states, mountain states, except not in the mountains. But for the most part, all the trails are well taken care of here in this area. Bugs are a little crazy right now. Flies keep biting my arms. I'm trying to outrun them. Can't really do that. And every once in a while I have to stop, obviously. Like when I get the phone out to record a clip, I have to stop. Doesn't take them long to realize, hey, that guy stopped. Let's jump on him. It's a little bushwhacky through this area. I have swamp on both sides. I just heard something run, like make a stomping sound and take off. And at first I thought it might have been a hog or something. It didn't sound like a deer. And then I realized, wow, I'm like 2 feet from the swamp. I couldn't see it because it was so dense. So it probably was a gator running back to the water when he heard my footsteps. Definitely dense through here, doing some bushwhacking, but I'm loving it. Sun doesn't get through here much, so it's a little cooler. They have this blazed really well. Every once in a while it gets a little overgrown where you can't tell for sure where a trail is, and then right there's a blaze. So good job for the trail. Keeping my eye on the ground for snakes. Obviously being in the swampy area, you want to do that. Seeing the little lizards running everywhere. It's a beautiful day, about 10 miles into it right now. I think my campsite that I had on the permit is only like another mile or two. If that's the case, I will be going through to the next site. I am not going to stop at 3:30 in the afternoon. Definitely making good time, which I kind of figured would be the case, but didn't really know, depending on swamp and how much water I was treading through in the beginning. But definitely keeping that 3 mile an hour pace right now. Not going on mountains or anything, and this is still kind of cruising. I'm not really pushing very hard here. It's a beautiful day. I want to take it all in. According to the map, this is a swamp section where you're going back and forth between wet ground and dry ground. It's been all dry in this little section here. When I say section, just a couple tenths of a mile. There was a couple areas you could tell was normally wet, and it wasn't. One little area had some slick mud. That was about it. So it's definitely drier than it normally is. Been told that by a couple of the locals. Still can see water, standing water in a lot of the area, but apparently this area here is dry. Unless I'm coming up to a wetter section, but so far, not too bad. That'll change. This is the dry season for Florida. That wet season comes, this swamp area will be running again. All the creatures will be happy. Just picked a big tick off of my, see, orange, turn right, and right here it is. You couldn't really tell where the trail was, but big tick on my leg that was itching and like down, like, well, that took a second to get him off. He started to get in me, but wasn't quite in me yet. But it was a big tick. It wasn't a deer tick, so that's good. Hopefully, I don't have any others on me that I can't see. All right, back to grinding through the Florida Trail. So I just came from over there. As you can see, that's much more density in the forest. And then over here, it's just a lot of flat, open pine with a lot of this beautiful stuff down below. If you've been following me for any time, you know I love it when the forest changes. It's so beautiful. I love my mountains. I definitely do, but I love the forest and all it has to offer. It's those subtle changes that make you feel like you just went to a new level of a video game. Re-energized to keep on going. Beautiful area here. Absolutely beautiful. Look at that lonely palm tree amongst all the pines and oaks and whatever else is in here. I'm not a botanist. That poor tree. All by myself, I don't want to be. Right over there is the Florida Trail. There's a little side road coming out to a parking lot where I guess people get picked up for resupply. And I seen a note about a welcome sign with a hose on it. Like, where? I gotta check that out because that's a good source of water if there's a hose. So I crossed the road and right here's a welcome sign. I don't know if you can see the hose back here, but it comes on here. I guess I use it for watering this little section, which is a welcome sign for something. So Shell Point, Oyster Bay, Spring Creek, that way it's a kind of an area where 3 different roads come together. And I guess it's like a tourist area or something. So obviously close to the beach here or close to the coast. It's all a coastal trail. So I am here. I almost put that on the wrong thing. I don't know if you can even see what I'm doing down here, but I am going to filter this water and I got about 2 more miles to camp and I'll be setting up my tent, cooking some food. So I'm going to carry 3 liters with me and I'll be good to go. But thank you to whoever put this hose out here. Definitely helpful to get some good water that's not brackish from the salt water. So nice, easy fill up and back to the trail. Woo-hoo. The trail starts walking along a forest road for a little bit at least. And as you can see, looks like they've been doing some logging back here. That would be my guess. That pile over there looks like a big pile of Lincoln logs. On far out, which is, those of you who are new, that's my navigation when I'm out here doing any long distance hike. I don't use that so much for day hikes, but long distance hikes. And I use all trails for my statistics. Oh yeah, they cleaned it up good, huh? They cleaned it up good, eh? But it said it'd been closed for a while. on this, and it looked like it just opened up recently, so I'm glad that it's opened up so I could get through here and don't have to do another road walk. Lots of wood. And it looks like right there's a blaze on that tree. Not really seeing a trail here, but I see a blaze up on that tree, and then it looks like it turns right, so that's what I'm doing. Awakula Field Campsite. And this is my campsite for the night. See how it looks. Looks a bit overgrown, but not too bad. Look at that, I have a picnic table and everything. I'm living like a king, yo. Oh yeah, plenty of places for my tent. I can sit with myself and eat dinner. I can look up at that tree and all these trees. Have somebody tried to have a fire there. I will not be doing that. It is dry out here for Florida. So, it's time to set up the tent and eat some food and get some rest. Everybody have a good night. I'll see you in the morning here on the Florida Trail in St. Marks. Live life.